Acting.
Okay.
Oh, don't worry, everything is fine with you.
You look so professional. I'm not here super tired. Like I haven't had coffee and I'm hungry and you look like I feel like I'm in a high end, interview for this big corporate job and you're like the core HR just like ask me difficult questions and I'm like, shit, am I ready for this?
No, it's okay, but we're alive also. I guess that's a nice way to. Thanks for flattery. I'm impressed. I'm impressed, Kevin.
No worries. No
we're,
worries.
we're we're alive now. We're alive. I see that people are joining. So I don't know. How are
Awesome.
you? How are you doing? Tell me how are things with your deal? It's like what's new? A little intro.
Yeah, no, first of all, thank you for having me. Really do appreciate it. I'm doing good, honestly, really excited. Obviously I'm tired, but there's so many great things that has been going on in obviously not only the ecosystem because I mean everybody kind of saw how much like the growth of Near and the volume in the past month and a half, 2 months. I mean, it's been ridiculous. So it's for us, it's been quite interesting the fact that we're still early stage in everything we do, but yet
Mm-hmm.
we really immediately have so much, I guess, visibility, right? Just being part of the top 50 CoinMarketCap um, blockchain, but also focus on the continent, right? Because so we focus on Africa, and a lot of people have questions like, oh, like that's cool,
Yeah, of
in the
course.
community, and you're in Africa, and so how I don't know what's the space like, right? Like how do people think, and what is it like, and how many opportunities, So it's for us, it's an amazing space to be at because it's quite exciting wave to ride.
Mm-hmm. Have
Yeah.
you expanded in your guild? Do you have any new people joining yet, or?
Yeah, as 100%, 100%. In fact, I on the slide that I'll hopefully will be able to share with you guys in a bit. We've managed to have few awesome people that are helping us out. And I mean, I won't spoil it yet, but you guys will see it. But yeah, I'm trying to sort of develop a little bit of a team of crazy people like myself that are willing to jump this journey. But yeah, so we're definitely are expanding it. In fact, also looking for extra help for some projects, and I'll talk about it a little bit in a bit. But we're very much open to look for some new opportunities to work with people for sure.
Beautiful, beautiful. No, I'm glad to hear that things are moving on your side and that you're still excited about the whole journey. That's the most important, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm not done yet. I'm not. I got still some stuff going on for sure.
Just starting, just starting. No, I'm sure it's gonna go well. And also, I'm quite curious at what our collaboration is gonna bring and what kind of people are gonna be interested as well, and if we can contribute to the ecosystem in the good way.
Yeah.
You're this one. Well, I suggest we go straight to the business as this label of the MAA says. So you can share your screen maybe to talk a little about the opportunities and that we wanted to share today with people. And then maybe if we have questions or any discussions, we can have some time for a Q&A as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'd love to. I'd love to. All right. Let me just share this right here. Let me know if you can see this.
Yeah.
Okay, I just need to try to press play so you guys can see the larger screen.
It's such a beautiful presentation, though. Really nice.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Okay, let me. Oh, sorry. I think I messed it up. You see it's in small. It's not fully screen, right? It's not taking the whole screen, is it?
Not yet.
Yeah, it's all good. I messed it up. My bad. Okay, and you see this?
Yeah.
Is it large enough? Is it clear enough? The fonts and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Yeah. For me, it's
Awesome.
good.
Cool. Right. Yeah. So I'll go a little bit. I'll go briefly through this presentation. So yeah, welcome to Sankore 2.0. That's kind of how it would start. We're an Africa focused blockchain community. that are in Nairobi, and very much excited to kind of show a little bit what we're planning to do. So a little bit more of a background, and I always like to take the opportunity to kind of explain a little bit what Sankore is in terms of even the origin of the name. So really, it's actually named after the oldest educational institution in Africa back in the 15th century that was found in Timbuktu in Mali. And it's quite an interesting university because it was the most prestigious university at the time on the world in terms of science, technology, literature, religion. And so I always like to kind of sort of take the narrative or the story of us as sort of the 2.0 version of now what we know of Web3 and open source technologies and open web technologies and whatnot, to bring back that high-end prestige element of education on the continent of Africa. As it was indigenous really on the continent back in the 15th century, I want to sort of bring this back and say, well, this is kind of the storyline that we want to continue from the 15th century all the way now, today in the 21st century with all the new technology that we have. So kind of a roadmap on what we'll talk about, a little bit more of the vision, the purpose, location, going on into the goal, our core pillars, roadmap, and then we'll finish up with the little bit of the team. So the vision really that we want to have here is to kind of create a hotspot of blockchain activity in Nairobi, and we'd want to expand that in neighboring countries as well. So this is what we sort of call a city node, and specifically a near city node, because we want to bring in projects that are built on top of the Near protocol and educate people about Near as well and all its different resources and its tools that it has to offer, specifically tailored to the needs of Africa. Why we want to do that is that we're still sort of convinced that looking at some of the problems that we're dealing with in Africa and the different technologies that or different ways that really can solve those, we really believe that sort of decentralized tech and open web and Web3 can really solve a lot of these problems, and yet there's still so much to be done. So there's a lot of opportunities in that sense. In Kenya today, we're here because obviously there's not only sort of like a technological giant really in Africa, but there's also quite immense of opportunity really in terms of infrastructure building. It's been listed, actually we wrote an article about this for the second consecutive year as the #1 P2P transaction in the world. So in terms of its youth, in terms of the opportunities, in terms of also the volume of trading, quite a lot of activities going on, and for that reason we happen to be here in Kenya. So the goal.
Just for a second, if I can interrupt you, can you maybe talk a little bit louder, because apparently for some of the participants it's not. Is it possible to just a little bit? For me it's fine, but just to make sure. Yeah.
Okay, how does that sound? Is that better?
For me, that's better. Monish, how's it sound? Cool. Okay, yeah, it's better. Nice. Thanks.
Okay, let me know if I should talk a little bit louder or not. That's okay, right?
Yeah. That's good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we have here the main goal, which is to integrate Near blockchain projects and solution in Africa. Now, the big question that we always deal and ask ourselves is, how do we really make blockchain technology really relevant to Africa, which is also sort of an opening to our core pillars, because we're very much aware that we want to make everything we do very much relevant to the needs that we have here in Africa. And the first one really is education. So obviously, I often say that we've made blockchain and crypto very much inaccessible to the average, not necessarily crypto-savvy person. So we really want to sort of create a community of developers and also entrepreneurs, really, in terms of understanding not only how to code onto the blockchain protocol, but also sort of be involved in the community, join the sandbox, join the Sankore team, and kind of learn a little bit more about what it is that we do. And we also in the future will be interested in creating our own courses, and our own sort of ebooks, etc., and also perhaps even a podcast to discuss a little bit more about the different integrations and techs that blockchain is providing, such as NFTs and DeFi, and sort of create that community. And that's what we're trying to do with Sankore Education. Second thing is that we also are a partner with the Open Forest Protocol, which is a Swiss-based company, and they've sort of actually developed an MR. They're growing a community to help forest managers to better monitor, report, and validate their all environmental data, specifically for reforestation, and to make that better and easier. So we're working also with the Kenyan government to sort of help forest managers to monitor some of the data of reforestation, and that obviously is one of the ways to respond to climate in Africa as well. And solution, obviously, our like I mentioned, the initial goal was to have an integration of the Near blockchain into some of the projects that we are working on local projects here in Kenya and in Africa, and that's something that we're very much involved in as well. So these are really the three main core pillars that we're looking to work on. And to give you a bit of a roadmap of where we are right now, we have an opportunity to speak at the NEAR conference end of this month. I believe the dates are the 26th and 27th of October.
Yeah.
And I do believe it's also going to be live. So it's quite exciting for us to have this opportunity to explain more in detail, not only what we do, but also kind of provide a little bit of an illustration and a picture of really the future that blockchain has for some of the hubs and let's say the larger communities in different states in Africa. We'll be actually also starting to work also with local companies in Kenya that have they're working in the creative industry to build sort of Africa's first Africa-focused NFT platform on Mintspace, which is very, very much exciting. So that's something that we're going to be starting to work on. And then we're also planning our first kickoff event in Nairobi in early December. So to kind of briefly go through a little bit of the team, this is John. He is our advisor, friend as well, Oxford alumni, and has been in the space. He's basically the main person that's been driving blockchain education in Kenya. So he's a main advisor. This is Magnus. He's our chief marketing officer. Excellent guy. This is Ariana. Many of you in the community, in the NEAR ecosystem may have known her as La Devoshka on Medium and on Twitter. Amazing writer, amazing blog writer, an artist as well, NFT artist. So she's helping us with content creation. This is Temeloron Olanipekon, also Oxford grad, and we actually studied together at Oxford. And he's doing research and business development for Sankore. And this is myself, known as Mazi on Telegram, but also Kevin Imani. So I'm leading Sankore, also the head of the OFP, which is the Open Forest Protocol and Nairobi office. Also Oxford grad, and worked a little bit as well at the European Parliament. And that's pretty much it for me. And obviously, if you guys want to reach out, do check us our website. You can always DM me on Telegram, follow us on Twitter, and if you're interested in even climate, we also have a community on Discord. So reach me out, and I'll make sure that I can add you in there as well. So that's my presentation.
Wonderful slides once again, really nice. Thank you, Kevin, for this brief recap. That was useful, I think, also for people to know a little bit more about your team if they're willing to join and to work with you, and kind of to dive smoothly into the project opportunities that we've been thinking with you. I think it might be interesting to talk about this. So I will actually drop the link to the chat for those who are still interested. This is the first post that we made on forum already, which goes about website management. And I do believe that 2 places that were available have already been filled. And there is only the researcher position that is still needed, I think. So this is the place to apply if somebody is still interested. And the other opportunity that we're going to announce for October, I believe, or November is going to be.
Yeah, November.
November, we decided. Yeah. For November, this is going to be helping you out with the feasibility analysis. So maybe a couple of words on this, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've one of our projects that we're working on now is with a local Kenyan company that's actually a mentoring consulting firm, really, for models. So it's she's also a model. She's running, the one who's running it is a model herself, over 10 years of experience as a model. And so she's basically mentoring Kenyan models and giving them advice and also kind of guiding them into the industry. And so what we've sort of noticed into the industry is that there's basically, oftentimes models don't have as much as autonomy as they would like to have within the industry. And obviously depends where you work, but also there's also a lot of payment insecurity. Payment insecurity and untransparency. And so what we're trying to do for her is to build actually the very first open source platform that would migrate all the work that clients and models have onto the platform and also build upon a smart contract. So for example, when clients have a specific job that they're looking for models to do, depends any kind of job, doesn't matter what kind of job, the money will be locked into a smart contract until the conditions are met, and then they'll be split within royalties, through royalties. So that protects the model, protects, for example, also the makeup artists, protects the production team, protects all different players within the industry. So what we're looking to do is actually to run a feasibility analysis. We're designing the solution. In fact, the product is almost in its finest stage. We're working with Inc4 Guild. Some of you may have known the community. I mean, they're amazing developers, and so we're working very closely with them to design the application. Mm-hmm. But on the side, we want also to do a feasibility analysis to kind of better understand the market as well, especially because it's a new space. Technically, there's no one else doing the same exact open source kind of blockchain related project for model industry. But nonetheless, we would want to basically run some numbers and also business models, different types of business models that we could look into. So it's pretty much looking for somebody that's willing to jump on board to help us analyze the industry. Obviously, you don't have to have a background in the modeling industry. You don't have to be a model yourself. You just have to be, I guess, passionate about the project enough to, join us and help us out. So that's what we're mostly looking at right now.
Yeah. So again, like the time frame for this is November, and I think it's important to finish this also like to round up end of November as well. So that would be like the deadline for this. Do you know if there are like similar products existing actually in the market, or is it kind of the first use case that you're trying to play with here?
So as in for specifically in the modeling industry? Mm-hmm. So no. What does exist is there are and they've done really good work. There are some companies that sort of let's say facilitated the communication between the client and the agent. So basically, technically, what happens is when if I'm a client and I'm looking for models for a specific job promotion, like a promotional video of my brand, right? And I need models to wear, to basically do the work. Usually there are a few places that I would go to. Either I already have a relationship built with different agencies, right? Let's say in maybe New York or in Milan or I don't know, in Lagos, Nigeria, right? And I already have a relationship with this agency, and so they'll give me, you know, ideal prospects, right? Like they fit the condition, they're available at this time, they fit, like these are the models we're looking for. Some companies have basically, what they've done is that they've created this application where not only for newer agencies, they can go into these application and already see lists of different models, right? So they just made it a bit easier, but the system is still the same. So the way models, the terms and agreements aren't the same. The way models being recruited are the same. The contract is the same. The process remains the same. That's what we're trying to change. We're trying to change the story where we want to give more autonomy and protection to the models by providing a smart contract that would split the royalties when all conditions are being met. And also definitely help make sure that the work for the clients are easier, make their life easier as well. So the platform will kind of become, imagine like an artificial agent, right? The platform will help the model and the agent look for what they need and learn as well itself in terms of like, these are the kind of jobs that this model likes and this model's done well. So it'll, you know, work for itself eventually. But yeah, no, to answer your question, I don't, to my knowledge, if anything, that's why we need help.
Yeah.
If there's anything like that out, because I don't think, I haven't seen anything like that.
And that's great. I think it's just it's always nice to see new cases being born. It's kind of amazing, right? And also the fact that it's like being like new of a kind. It's kind of cool. I see also comments in the chat that middleman should go away. Maybe.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's possible, right? It's definitely possible. So.
Yeah. Sam is also referring you to, I don't know if you've been in contact with Swagger DAO by any chance, but they're the ones, Frederick, I think, especially the ones who's passionate about fashion. So maybe at some point, if your roads cross, that might be interesting to talk about that as well. Yeah, as we have somebody in the near ecosystem who's interested in fashion.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Samuel. I'll definitely look into that. That's a good point. Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. I see you have two questions in the Q&A things, so maybe we can answer those. The first one is of a general type. So how can people outside of Africa contribute to your guild right now?
Follow us on Twitter.
Okay, fair enough. Anything else at this point?
Yeah, no, of course. You can definitely also, one of the things that we're looking to do is, in general, as we're growing our community, there's a lot of trial and error. That and especially for those that are in the near ecosystem, I'm very much keen on feedback as well. So I'm very much approachable on DMs, and especially when there's something that interests you specifically, I would love to jump on a call and start talking about it, because I'm learning myself. Our team is learning. We make mistakes, but we're trying to learn the best as we can from it. So yeah, I'd say if you're following us on Twitter, thank you. You're the best. And if you're more interested in chatting and you have ideas, I would love to hear them. And yeah, perhaps we can even collaborate and find some kind of collaboration.
Yeah, no, that's great. I think it's important to know that you're approachable and people can contact you for their reference. Yeah. So that's nice. Alrighty. And the second question was more about the first project opportunity that we talked about. So what research are you guys expecting? I guess that's a question that refers to the forum post that I shared a couple of minutes ago, where we say that we're looking for different people for the website management, and one of the positions indicated was the researcher. So maybe a little bit more on this.
Yeah. So that's a good point. Our research is pretty much conducted in two areas, or at least two main focal points. And this is less related to the website, but more towards what will be put onto the website. So more like the communication aspect of it. But one thing that we are very much big on is the sort of the story that we want to bring to our audience. So that requires, understanding how has crypto been introduced to, overall Africa and also sort of the younger population, because we're looking at 45 to 70% of a lot of different states in Africa are below 35 years old. So there's a huge youth that we have, and obviously they're very much, I'd say, generally tech savvy, right? They're very much aware of what's going on. Everybody's aware of what's going on outside, even outside or whatnot. But specifically for crypto and blockchain, there's a relationship that has occurred, I'd say, over the years, and some better than others. Some dealt with more with scams than others. Some were more, I guess, positive, optimistic than others. And as we talk into our audience, it's very much important that we know, how have they been introduced with what we're coming at with blockchain, especially for Near as well. I think that's an opportunity for the Near protocol and the Near kind of community to kind of see how differently are they positioning themselves from the different blockchain as we are going to developing countries. So what we're looking for is somebody that can, kind of, and this is more based on the profile and the communication, but they kind of like help us, study more on the specific audience that we're looking to speak to and understand more their needs and understand their history. So that's, I guess, one aspect. The second aspect, which is equally very exciting, and this is us entering into the NFT world for Africa. And that's a whole new, literally, world. I've often been said that if anyone who's able to tap onto the creative audience, I'd say, or the creatives in general in Africa with NFTs, will literally brought or is bringing millions of people into the crypto space that have never been in the crypto space. Mm-hmm. And specifically also for African artists, because those who live from their art is even less than those who live from the art in the West. And we all know that that's not a lot of people anyway. There's few people living from their art. That's even less in Africa. So you can imagine not only this huge population of youth, the increase of joblessness, and how many people who are geniuses in their arts can't live off it, or at least cannot make enough of it. And if we can introduce a platform or a place or a community really to that audience, that will be amazing. So we would love to start doing research on that as well. As Ariana, for example, she's doing really amazing work on that. Magnus as well. I'm learning about it as well. But so yeah, I guess the research is based on really a profile and the needs of our audience, equally with also the NFT.
I'm thinking now, since you've been to the region recently, how is the is NFT whole story as hype in Africa as it is everywhere else? Like, are people also kind of because it's been raising quite high this last month, right? Like, how is the attitude towards it? Like, are people interested? Are they scared? Do they want to try? Don't they know? Like, what's the feel there?
Most people don't know what NFTs are.
Yeah.
It's and I can only speak really mostly for Kenya and a little bit of Nigeria. Nigeria, you'll definitely find a larger group of many more communities that have been dabbling into NFTs and doing great work. For example, C1 Gil from the Near ecosystem, they've done amazing work. I think the Deco, one of the artists, he NFTs his whole album, and he minted that, and he's selling it as an NFT.
Crazy.
Out of this world, right? I think it's probably one of the first artists, or at least like group of artists who've NFT'd their whole album, and he did that a couple of months ago. So those who are aware of the blockchain space, which is very, very, very small population, do know a little bit about NFTs. But those who are making NFTs, minting them, selling them, even less. So I would say we're not there yet. Most people don't know what it is, but nonetheless, the opportunity is incredibly big, because if you can, it's all about being able to communicate this complex idea in a very simple way towards their needs. And then when it clicks, and then they just go off and run with it and do incredible, amazing things that I would never be able to conceive of.
Yeah,
So,
of course. That's such a huge window of opportunity out there, once you let those people know what that is and you kind of give them like, a little bit of understanding. I think there is a huge window of opportunity that can be opened once, people start like a little bit, well, maybe be a little less scared than they are, maybe just like try to understand, like to go an extra mile to see what that is and what an advantage of that is. So I think we're on the great way here to like doing that. Definitely.
absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
Let me check if we have anything else in the Q&A right now. I don't think so. If there are any questions, please drop them in the chat while we're still here for a couple of more minutes. But I would say as we're approaching the end, just to recap a little bit of what's been said, you can always contact Kevin for more information. You can always contact me if you're interested in contributing. The first project opportunity is already on forum. It's also on Twitter, I believe, and on Discord. So if you want to know more, again, contact one of the Sandbox moderators, preferably the one who made the post on forum. The second project opportunity regarding the fashion industry, the feasibility analysis for the fashion industry will be available by the end of October, I think, so that you can already start looking around and plan a little bit if you're interested and if you want to engage. If you have any thoughts or suggestions or ways to do that, also please contact us. We're always looking, especially Kevin is super sensitive and super open to feedback, so please do reach out to us. And for the rest, I would say, Kevin, thank you very much for your time, for the presentation, as always, clear, nice, consistent. Thank you very much for this. And yeah, we stay in touch.
Absolutely, yeah. No, thank you so much to you and the whole Open Web Sandbox team and AMA series. This is amazing. This gives us even more opportunities to share our story and just kind of be part of this whole journey. So really, thank you.
Yeah, that's why we do it. We think it's really nice, before you present something to people, it's nice to get this chance to meet, to talk to you, to see like what's happening with the project. So yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
All right. Well, then thank you again, everyone, for coming here. And we're always there if you have more questions. Have a nice day, everyone.
Awesome. See you guys. Bye-bye.
See you.